right, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk alongside my dad, Norm LaMadlin. I'm Matt LaMadlin, and welcome to the show. No Marty Mad Dog tonight, but he said he'll try to call, so we may hear from him anyways. If you'd like to talk to us, it's 203-753-7593 is the number here, and pretty hot weather out there today, Dad, huh?
It was nice. Well, we had a little breeze, which was kind of nice. We're probably not going to get that next couple of days, though. That's the worst part. Boy, it's going to be hot.
Oh, boy. Up here in the Northeast, let me tell you, if you're watching us anywhere else, because we are on YouTube, boy, we've been wanting some good weather, but not all of a sudden 85, 90 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be 90-something, but we'll be back to the 60s by the end of the week. So,
we got Memorial Day to look forward to.
Yeah.
And by the way, we won't be here on Memorial Day either.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thanks for reminding me. We're off next week due to Memorial Day. I forgot all about that. So we'll have to. We will see you in 2 weeks after that. As always, we want to thank Mike Albini and Big Al Coles in the back for helping us out and taking care of us all the technicals and the phone and the graphics and everything. Good
Brand
job.
new mics?
Yeah, brand new mics.
I like these mics. This is great.
Yeah, we're trying a whole new look and a whole new sound today. Yeah. You know what, Dad? We might as well start with the 151st running of the Preakness, which was Saturday, and Napoleon Solo comes in first, followed by Iron Honor and Chip Honcho in third. I never heard of any of these horses.
It's different. They get a big hype on the Kentucky Derby. You get used to those names, and most of the time, that's it. They'll do it in one race, or if they, you might recognize the name. We're not going to see the triple crowns anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy because we have 3 different win, place, and shows that we did at the Kentucky Derby. But I guess if you're a fan and you're betting, these horses, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad though. Napoleon Solo, $1.2 million for the owner and jockey and all that combined. That's quite a payday for one day. $400,000 for Iron Honor, which I would take that too, and even $220K for the win place show for Chip Honcho. So not too bad. Yeah. And I know you have the earnings if you bet $2, right?
Yeah, for the winner, 1780 for Napoleon Solo, 1780 to win, 980 to place, and 740 to show.
Yeah.
So pretty good there. Iron Honor got 920, and Chip Honcho showed 820.
Yeah. So you could make. If you know what you're doing. You're not going to make a huge amount of money if you're only betting like $5 to $10, but you could still make some dough off of it.
Yeah.
And it was at a different site, you said too, right? Because Pimlico is not quite ready.
Well, the thing
is,
we lived in Annapolis. Pimlico was in Baltimore.
Right.
And of course, we used to see it on TV all the time, and it's really a big thing in Maryland. And they moved it to Laurel Park, which is smaller and it doesn't have near the seating capacity.
Right. Okay.
So to get good seats, I'm sure you were at a premium.
Oh, I'm sure you would have had to pay top dollar to get to that to the race on Saturday for sure. But we still have. What do we still have? So we did the Kentucky Derby Preakness. What's the last of that? It should be in 2 weeks, right? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh.
Kentucky Derby Preakness. I don't know, but the next one's coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah. The third of the Triple Crown in the racing world is, I want to say, the first week of June. I want to say that's what it is, but I can't think of it.
That's about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's right too. Right? Yeah, that is only 2 or 3 weeks.
Move right along. Yeah, today's the 18th already. Yeah. It's unbelievable, huh?
Well, we always blame it on Marty because Marty's the horse racing guy here. So, we'll blame it on Marty. He'll be ready for the third race if he's around. NBA playoffs. They're almost down. They are finally down to the Final Four. Last night's game went into last night they had a Game 7 between the Pistons and the Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers ended up whipping them by 31. And so now the Cavaliers will play the New York Knicks, who have been off since May 10th, by the way, Dad. They swept Philly. That was so long ago, and like we'll see with hockey too. Some of these teams have been off for 10 days, 2 weeks. I mean, is it good for the athletes? Yeah, to get healthy, but the chemistry and these guys are used to playing every day, every other day, that type of thing now. So it's going to be tough to get back into it, I think, even though it's the Final Four for both the NHL and the NBA.
Well, it's very strange. One day they could win 114, and the next day they would score 100 points.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's a lot different in college basketball.
Yeah, it sure is.
These people, especially in playoffs, they don't score over 120 points.
Right.
They're not going to win it. So,
yeah.
I want to see the Knicks go. I'd like the Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm watching them.
Yeah.
Too bad our Celtics went out early.
Right. Oh, yeah, they sure did.
But the Knicks are seeing us through.
Yeah.
And so up in the Northeast, or at least has representation here too, which is good.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I just thought of it, Dad. It's the Belmont Stakes.
Oh, the Belmont. How could we forget that?
Oh, talk about senior moments. Holy cow. And I'm the son here.
I know.
You would think my dad was the son here. Jeez, yes. So the Belmont's coming up in a couple of weeks, and that is the third race of the Jewel, or what do they call it? The three races of the Triple Crown, right?
Crown,
Correct.
yeah.
Wow, forget it. Let's just end that because I can't even think about what we're talking about here. So and then in the other series in the NBA out west, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs at the
OKC.
OKC, the Thunder, and the Thunder have also been off since May 11th. So they swept the Lakers so long ago, and there's the big talk is LeBron coming back? You know what? LeBron is going to be 41 years old, I think, in December, and you know what? He's going to have to retire one of these days.
Yeah.
He got to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to play with his son, and his son is on the team as well, but Bronny, which is awesome. And what else does LeBron have to prove, really, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if he decides to come back. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, by the way,
Aaron
decided
Rodgers
to come back.
too.
You saw that,
yeah.
right? Right. Yeah. That was. I don't know if that was yesterday's news, but I saw it this morning. That I don't know. Here's the thing. I was always an Aaron Rodgers fan, but boy, what does he have to prove at 42 years old?
Yeah.
And the Steelers should have just said, "Hey, listen, we appreciate everything you've done, Aaron, but you know what? We're moving on." Because what do they have? They have a quarterback for another year. Whatever. He got him to the playoffs last year, the first round to exit to Houston, but they got there. So say what you will. So back to the NBA. San Antonio Spurs got there by beating Minnesota 4-2, and like we said, the Thunder whipped up on the Lakers a long time ago, May 11th.
May 11th.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a whole week.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And that first game is tonight. The Spurs and the Thunder, and that should be on NBC and Peacock if our listings are correct.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow is the Knicks and the Cavaliers, which I'm actually psyched about. Give me something to root about. I don't want to sit and stare at Spike Lee for another week, but he'll be there at every game. But boy, it's good to have some rooting interest at least.
Well, it's good, and we need our local teams.
Yeah.
We didn't do too well with the NFL last year, and,
Right.
And it's just. It's a little more difficult to sit down and do the stats and have a show like this when you don't have a team that's in there. You know?
And the NBA, we've talked about it over and over again. Like you said, Dad, you're not going to win a game these days unless you score 120 points. And I know I say this every week, but it just kills me that the fans sit there and chant defense every single game. I turn it on and they're chanting defense. I'm like, there's no defense in the NBA. Oh, it's awful. But anyways, I will be watching, and I will be, I'll be trying to root and everything else. The finals are scheduled to start on June 3rd, by the way. So Marty always talks about July 4th, but they're going to get deep into June. Yeah. If they get, their 7-game series and everything else, they will get to, mid, it's like I think it was the 12th or 13th of June. In the NHL, same thing. They get what they want. They're finally. Oh, we have a Game 7 tonight. That's right, in the NHL.
Yep.
It's not over yet. The Habs at the Sabres, I believe it is. I'm not sure who's the home team. Do you know who the home team is?
I think it's in Buffalo.
Okay.
Was it?
Actually, you have it as the Sabres at Canadiens. I think that is. Anyways, whatever. I believe it's in Buffalo.
The Sabres were playing in Buffalo, and they beat the Canadiens Friday, Saturday, right?
Okay.
So it goes back to Montreal.
Okay.
That's what it is. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, no. So we do have a Game 7 tonight. Canadiens hosting the Sabres, and the winner will go on to play the Carolina Hurricanes, who have been off since. God, what did I tell you? 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 weeks by the time they play again on Thursday.
Sweep over the Flyers. Yeah. That was
So
unbelievable.
Yeah, can you imagine the Philly fans? The Philly fans had the Flyers and the Sixers in the playoffs, and they both got swept out 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So the Philly fans who were so psyched and happy about everything, boy, did they lose out quick. So that game it'll be Thursday. The winner of tonight's game will go to the Canes on Thursday. And then out west, it's the Vegas Golden Knights against the Colorado Avalanche, and that starts on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. The Ducks, the Golden Knights knocked out the Ducks 4-2, and the Avs knocked out the Minnesota Wild 4-1. So that's the playoffs we got going there. Dad, I know you have some UConn stuff, so let's get whatever UConn stuff you have there. We'll kick it out before we forget.
Well, Hurley is trying to do something different this year. They used to do those tournaments, Maui and the Bahamas and all that stuff. And
they're well traveled for sure.
They're well traveled, but the thing is that it didn't seem to work out well. I think he had a sour taste in his mouth and went to Hawaii and they lost those 3 games at the beginning of the season. And it really ruined their season 2 years ago. They never got caught up on it. So what he wants to do instead is to sign up with. What he has actually lined up right now is Duke on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
He's got Illinois, which, we know Illinois well.
Yeah.
You kind of, they beat them twice to get to where they were.
Right.
They're going to get Ohio State, Virginia, and Michigan.
Wow.
Michigan, which they just lost. And they're also working with Kansas and... Well, Kansas is still probable to talk about Kansas. So these are all top 15 teams.
Right. And you know what? Maybe it's like Gino. Finally, let's play the best teams in the regular season and see what happens.
That's what they should do. Yeah.
I agree with you, Dad.
But the problem is though, St. John's tried to do the same thing last year, and they booked Michigan and 2 or 3 other big teams. Kansas too, I think. They lost all 3 games.
Yeah.
And so they started off as far as the rankings, as far as their the matchups and everything else. They're probably in the lower 15, the lower 20,
right,
ranked
they
all
lost
season.
Those games, yeah.
They lost those games, and then they really picked up when they came to the Big East because the Big East season they won the Big East tournament.
Well, and we know that the Big East, the Big East is tough basketball, so UConn can pile on whoever they want on top of everything else, but they always lose at least to what? Well, this year they lost 3 games in the Big East?
They lost 3, 2 to St. John's.
Yeah, 2 to St. John's, right. And then 1 to Marquette and 1 to...
It was 4, it was 4 then.
It was 4 losses.
4 losses.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was St. John's in the Big East tournament as well. For the
the Big East tournament.
That's right.
I figured the 3 during regular season and 1 to St. John's.
That's right, exactly.
They're 17-3.
Yeah.
And St. John's was 18-2.
Yeah.
And then of course St. John's won it.
Well, I am all about UConn playing the best of the best because that's what the women's program does, and you know what? That's the way you do prove if you're the best team in the league, right? So I applaud Hurley and the UConn athletic department or whatever to get these games on the schedules if they can. Now, are they neutral site games? Or are they?
No, I guess they're home and away. A couple of them are home and away, which means they're not going to play just 1 game. Next year they're going to play at home.
Okay, all right.
And that's what they like to do, I guess.
Yeah.
They want to make sure they set up a rivalry where if they're going to win one, maybe they'll have the opportunity to get them again.
Okay. Well, you know what? I know they usually sign on for like a back-to-back years, and maybe they play 1 game at UConn and then 1 game at Duke, that type of thing. So hopefully they get a rivalry going. That'd be very cool. We know that believe it or not, we have Duke's number. Like
Well,
not too many teams do. Let's face it.
but it's always good. I would say
Yeah,
they're always the
yeah.
greatest games of all, you know.
Yeah,
And Duke had us early on, and then we came back, and now we're looking out. Let's just say we're looking out.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
to win a game in the last five seconds,
right.
That's
Yeah.
that. There's a certain amount of luck there.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt about it. Let's face it. That was when we look back at the UConn basketball season. Boy, there was a lot of up and down. Right, there really was. Even though as good as they were, losing some of those games that they should not have lost. Right, and then winning with that basket as over Duke. Right, then just getting thoroughly beat. Right, by Michigan. In the final.
Well, 6 points. It was,
Right.
Could have been worse.
No, it definitely could have been worse. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, Michigan was the better team that night. There's no question about it. And that's not a shot at UConn. I just think that Michigan was the better team that night. They really were.
Better defensively.
Absolutely.
The way they were knocking off shots, the blocking was.
Yeah.
I'm sure. When I think about it now, all I keep thinking is Mullen shooting and getting the ball back away, and then Michigan gets the ball and goes on and scores.
Yeah,
that was hard. It's hard to take.
It was hard. And of course, there's going to be some changes, right? I mean, we lost a couple guys in the draft, right? Oh, boy. The center, the big guy, the big center. The guy, boy. Reed. That's what I'm thinking of, Reed. Boy,
Yeah,
I really just, I'm not with it today.
Reed,
I mean, Reed got shut down by Michigan, and that was one of the biggest problems of all. I mean, if it weren't for Reed, they would have never made it to the NCAA championship. But he's going in the draft, obviously. He'll be gone in June. Yeah. Any word on any pickups in the portal? No.
Well, there's a lot of different things going on. There's names that we don't know who they are, but they are in the portal or they're signing up for UConn.
Right.
And we don't know them, but they're all highly rated kids, Either they're big stars in college or they have the McDonald's tournament. We pick those
high
up.
School guys, yeah.
And we don't know who they are. Mullins, we didn't know who he was.
Right.
And the same thing with Klingon. We got him too.
Klingon,
so these are big names that say, "Oh, yeah, we have high hopes."
Yeah,
and a lot of times they work out.
Well, knock on wood, UConn has had a very good run, no matter what happens, right? Even though you lost the national championship game, it was still a great run. We had a lot to cheer about this season. So, this past season, hopefully 2026-27 season will be just as good, if not better.
Well, Hurley seems very optimistic. He's still making moves. He's still going to the portal.
Good.
And he's putting the team on the line.
Right.
If they lose 3 or 4 of those first games, that's going to affect their rankings later on and the seedings, at the end of the season.
Right off the bat. All right, Dad. Well, listen, why don't we start with the Major League Baseball power rankings, since I know you have them over there. It was obviously for last week because the Yankees will be dropping, I'm sure, after their dismal weekend with the Mets.
That was a horrible weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, this is based on last season. Yankees at that time were doing pretty well.
Yeah, last week before they were 3-7, right? In the last
they're
10.
3-7 last 10. Yeah, that's unbelievable. And it's not even difficult teams to beat either.
Right.
So anyway, right now Atlanta is 32-15. They have the best record, and so and they're strong. They've been in the top 10 forever.
Yeah.
And they just seem to be getting stronger and stronger all the time. The Dodgers is number 2, which they knock each other off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And
the Dodgers are always going to be there. I hate to say it.
They're always
that lineup for sure.
And there's a change. It's Freeman and Tani, and it's the same people.
Mookie
the whole
Betts.
line. Will Smith, Mookie Betts. That team doesn't change. And
they are good.
And the Dodgers always seem to be that way. They seem to keep their players, and they always hit the Red Sox for their best players.
Yeah.
For some reason,
I would say Mookie Betts for sure.
Mookie Betts, and if anybody, if the Red Sox are selling anybody, Dodgers are there right in the beginning.
Yeah.
So anyway, you've got the Dodgers, and the Yankees are number 3. And right now they're 28-19, which is not a bad record, but
No, not at all.
it's one of the few winning records in the American League.
I can't
What
believe
is
it.
it? 3 winning team?
Yeah, we looked at it before we went on the air, and there are 4 teams that are 500 or better.
Yeah.
And that includes the A's, who are 23-23.
Yeah.
So so it's not the American League's not playing well.
Then we got Tampa as number 5, and then you got the National League teams: Brewers, Padres, Pirates, Mariners, Cardinals, Phillies, and then you got the Blue Jays, number 19.
Right.
And you got Baltimore, number 21, and the Red Sox, number 22, and the Mets, number 27, but they're going to move up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mets have been 7 or 4, I believe.
Yeah, I have 7-4 in their last 11, I
Yeah,
believe.
7-4 yet.
Yeah.
So they're going to be moving up.
Yeah, I mean, they're still in last place, 11.5 back to the Braves, but boy, they played well against the Yankees this weekend. If you want to say that, I mean, I did not watch any of the games, and shame on Major League Baseball for putting the Yankees and the Mets on Apple TV on a Friday night. I mean,
Yeah.
We've been watching since WPIX and WWOR and in New York, Channel 9 and Channel 11. Boy, that is just it's not going to change, right? It's not
I know,
going to
it's not going to change.
It's not going to change, right?
They're going to make money, and there's going to be... Matter of fact, you see Gotham, something about Gotham Network, too?
Yeah. There's a
They're announcing
Gotham
that.
Sports app or something where you can download, and I guess you can get all the Yankee games, all that stuff. And it's not free. You're going to have to pay for that, but you can have it right on your phone. You can have it whatever you want. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just ridiculous. We pay, me and my dad pay for the Yes Network, and we still can't see every game, which is just a crime to me. You want to put it on Apple TV, that's fine, but you know what? It also needs to be on Yes Network.
Well, you see it the next day if you want to...
Right.
But
Right.
just don't know what the score is, and then just pick
Right.
it up from the top. But,
Yeah.
they'll play. Matter of fact, maybe even a couple of hours after.
Right.
They'll pick it up on Yes, but still, it's.
But we get
Sorry,
SNY and we get Yes Network, and we could not watch the Yankees and Mets on Wednesday. I mean, on Friday, which was just an absolute crime. And I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care either way. But I mean, look at it. Like we talked about, every league is doing it now. The NBA playoffs are also on Peacock. The NHL playoffs, they are on TNT and ESPN, but you can also get them on HBO Max or something like that. Who is going to turn into HBO Max? You know what? People that are not buying cable anymore.
Yeah.
And they have that streaming service. So, you know what? It is what it is, and it's not going to change, right? It's more money for the league.
Well, they're going to buy these games. They're going to buy better games.
Right.
And there's only, like you said, four American League teams that they want to see.
Yeah, something
Not
like
too
that.
good.
It's so true.
Not too
It's
good.
so true, right? And well, we might as well talk about it because we were saying Tampa Bay, and you have something over there that says it's Tampa Bay legit. Right now, they're playing great baseball. We're only 5 games into the season, but I saw you had something there from an ESPN columnist about the Tampa Bay Rays.
They say Tampa Bay is real.
Yeah.
They're 30-15 now. The quarter season is over.
Yeah,
They're 9-1 in one-run games. So they're winning one-run games. Their offense is kind of suspect.
Yeah.
Because there was a note about their don't have.
Yeah, you were saying how 3 of their
do this.
starters don't even have a homer yet, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was going to
Yeah.
read that too because
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was very, very interesting. I guess I buried it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
oh, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the final verdict. Due to a mediocrity of the rest of the American League,
Which is true. We've seen that.
yeah, if the Rays play just 500 ball the rest of the way, they'll win 88 games.
Wow.
And that's almost surely will get them into the playoffs. But we're also looking at an offense that has no home runs from 3 of its regulars.
Wow.
Simpson, Taylor Walls, and Ben Williamson, and only 1 home run from their catchers. But are the Rays serious playoff contenders? Most certainly, yes. The start and the bank. But for their big 3, Caminero, Aranda, and Yandy Diaz, plus 3 top starters, will continue to do a lot of work. And plus the Yankee killer. So,
Yeah.
If the only real competition they have is going to be the Yankees, they're already 3-0 against the Yankees.
Yeah, Yeah, they've already swept them, and yeah, the Yankees right now. I just don't understand what's going on with that team, and we've always talked about this, how they can go on a 10-game winning streak and then they will not hit the ball at all. They will, they'll be shut out the next day. The pitching has been very good, right? The starting pitching. But Bednar gave up,
I couldn't believe that. He had two outs at the bottom of the ninth, two runners on, and it was a meatball. I mean, it's just like, what do you throw somebody when you got two strikes on him, and two outs?
Yeah, I don't get it. And to add insult to injury, I saw that Devin Williams got the win yesterday. And that is that buffoon that just could not win a game, save a game, couldn't do anything last year for the Yankees. And the Mets gave him a raise and like a 3-year deal. I was like, this is just crazy.
And him and Clay Holmes. And, the Mets picked up all of our lousy so-called
too, right?
closers.
Clay Holmes,
they can't close for the Yankees. Yeah.
I forgot that name,
13 blown saves 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the Mets pick them up.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know, this team, too, they have Dante Bichette now. I mean, they have Juan Soto. This team should be winning.
Soto only has 6 home runs.
Yeah, well, he was injured, I guess, too, right? He just got back. But the Mets basically, they're 7-4 in their last 11, last place. But they find a way. At 20-26, they find a way to take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. I mean, you would think the Mets are down, the Yankees go in there and at least get the 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
They got Friday night's game. All they got to do is win one.
Yeah.
So, we only have 1 minute left. So I just want to mention the Sox real quick. The Sox are also 11 and a half games back, 4-6 in their last 10.
Yeah.
So the Mets and the Red Sox are both choking right now, so as well as the Yankees. Let's face it, as well as the Yankees. We got about 30 seconds left. Dad, you got anything else?
Well, how about Don Mattingly?
Oh yeah.
Take over the manager of the Phillies. He's 15-4, manager of the Phillies. Mattingly has always been available for the Yankees, I'm sure, to be a manager. And they had a couple of buffoons that we had. And I can't believe it. He was available.
Yep.
And he's with the Phillies, and let's turn around. Maybe just a turnaround is a good thing.
Yeah.
And the Phillies are moving up. They still have a losing record. They're 20-23, but they're in bad shape.
Yeah. All right, well, Dad. Thank you as always. We're done. Mike and Al, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. We're off.